Welcome to the Diplomat Couch, an amazing, empowering program where we speak to ambassadors of countries accredited to Zimbabwe, and we also speak to heads of international missions based in Zimbabwe. Now, what we seek to do is to understand the activities of the different missions in Zimbabwe in as far as diplomatic relations, in as far as political, economic, and trade relations are concerned, but we also seek to understand any other activities related to the attainment of sustainable development goals as espoused by the United Nations. Now, on the program today, I'm privileged to have the ambassador of Indonesia, a great country, populous country, with me, and his name is Mr. Dewa Made Juniarta Sastrawan. Your Excellency.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure to have you on the program.
My pleasure to see you.
Wonderful. Now, let's get our discussion started by getting a brief history of your country, Indonesia.
Indonesia is, let me start with the geographical first. Yeah, Indonesia is the archipelagic countries. We have huge countries, and we are spread in 3 time zones.
Three time zones?
Yes. And we declare our independence in 17 August 1945, okay, after the occupation of the Dutch for more than 300 years. Yeah. So then, today we are 77 years old already. Okay. Yeah. Last August we celebrate our Independence Day.
You were colonized for a long time, eh? 300
yes,
years.
Yes.
All right, let's move to the economy.
Yes.
Now, what are the major imports, major exports, as well as the key economic drivers? I'm talking about the sectors that drive, the Indonesian economy.
As I said, we are in the equator. So equator is just past in the middle of our countries. So they make all our island are fertile island.
They are all fertile.
Yeah. So that's why our major export is commodity.
Okay.
At the moment that, of course, during the Dutch time, our export is spice.
You were exporting spices.
That's why we occupied, for a long time. But during that time, the plantation was developed. And now we are the major exporter of crude palm oil.
Palm oil?
Yeah, okay. We are one of the largest producer in the world. And we are also largest producer of coffee. Yeah. So we are among the biggest three with Brazil.
Okay.
And we are exporting many kind of commodities abroad. And we also, because we are in the equatorial and we are in the ring of fire, so that we have also very rich in mining, in minerals. So we are exporting oil, we are exporting gas, particularly gas, the LNG. And I forgot to mention, because we are archipelagic, we are maritime countries, we export a lot of seafood to the world. And nice. Of course, since we are very populous, 270 million people.
That's huge.
And then a challenge for after 70 years of independence, we are independence country. We develop our industry in such a way. We produce almost everything when we need. Yeah.
You are self-sustained.
Almost self-sustained. Yeah. Of course, we need some import. Yeah.
Amazing.
Let's say if we have trading with China. Yeah. Our trading with China is almost 80 billion. 80
billion.
China is almost more than 1.5 billion. We are 270 million. What China excessive, we import it. What we excessive, we export it to China. Especially like the cooking oil. Yeah. So that's make our economy proper. Yeah. Wow. We produce not only car or motorcycle, but we produce aeroplane.
Is it?
Yes.
What brand of aeroplanes does
we
Indonesia
produce? We cooperate with CASA.
Okay.
Yeah. So we produce the CN type. Yeah. CN 2005.
Oh, nice.
And we are offering to Zimbabwe.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
And then Yeah, it does create our industry. Yeah, so that's make we are now in the category of middle income countries,
So
and
you are
our
now
growth,
in that category,
yes,
middle income.
yes,
Wonderful.
middle income countries.
Wonderful.
Don't forget we are 270 million.
That's
So
a
that
huge
you need lot of effort to make your economic growth.
True.
To feed 270 million, and you are in the middle income countries.
Yeah, a lot of work was
Yes,
required
yes,
to achieve
yes.
that.
Yeah.
You spoke about islands.
Yes.
Now, I understand that your country is made up of 17,000 islands.
Yes.
Is this true?
Yes, this is very true.
Very true.
To be specific, 17,314.
Young, 17,314
Yeah.
islands.
Yes.
Tell me, are they all occupied? Are
No.
they all inhabited?
No.
Okay.
No, but we already registered around 12,000 to the UN.
12,000 to the
so
UN.
we just need to go further. Yeah, need time to register all islands. It's belong to us. It's our sovereign territory.
Okay.
It's very important. And as I said, there's 17,000 island consists of 5 big islands. So the third biggest, the biggest one is Borneo. You know Borneo, yeah? And then the second biggest is Sumatra, which is the just after the peninsula of Malaysia.
Okay.
That's Sumatra, and the third one is Java.
All right.
Yeah, as you know, Java is very related to coffee.
Sure.
So this was the third island. Java is the size of about 3 times of Zimbabwe. That's one island.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And then we have Sulawesi, and then we have Papua. So those big islands is form our archipelago.
Okay.
And in the east we have border with the Pacific Ocean, and then in the west with the Indian Ocean. So we are sandwiched by 2 big ocean, and we have archipelago. If you can see the most busiest, one of the busiest channel, which is Malacca Strait and Singapore Strait. Okay. So any ships goes to the east and west of those 2 Pacific must pass Indonesian
Through
archipelago.
your country.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
amazing.
we are maritime access. So that's why we are not only exporting our because we are maritime countries. We are not only exporting our seafood, but we also as very important for this maritime traffic of the world.
Excellent. You're a blessed country, I must say, Your Excellency.
Yes.
At this juncture, we will have to take a short break.
Yes.
Viewers, stay tuned. I'm speaking here to the ambassador of Indonesia. He's sharing some very exciting insights about their country.
Thank you.
17,314 islands, to be specific. Welcome back to the Diplomat Couch. I'm speaking to the ambassador of Indonesia, His Excellency, Mr. Dewa Made Juniarta Sastrawan. Now, when we went for the break, Your Excellency, you had just briefed us about, your history, the history of your country.
Yeah.
We looked at the economy, and you're doing well, by the way. A lot of work that your country has put in to achieve, the middle income status for 270 million. Now, that statistic of 270 million people obviously presents benefits to the country, but at the same time, it also presents challenges.
Yes.
Would you like to talk to us about those?
Yes, we do have the challenge on this population, because the spread of 270 million is uneven for that 17,000 island, or to be specific, on those 5 big islands. So the almost more than 60% of those population live in one island called Java.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a big challenge. Of very density. So one province, Java consists of 5 provinces, and let's say the capital, a special province like here, you have the metropolitan province like Harare.
Sure.
So the capital of Jakarta is very small area, consists of more than 12 million.
12
Yeah,
million
almost one
people.
size of the population of Zimbabwe, just one city of Jakarta.
That's huge.
And another province, it consists of 25 million, 20 million. So it's huge. That's a challenge, yeah. And they are not spread. Of course, they're spread on many islands. So then, how then we manage that one? That's our government since the 70s. So decided to buy satellite.
Okay.
So since then we have satellite until now. So that's keep our communication. Okay. So we can enjoy good television since then until now. That create a lot of connectivity. Okay. And the second one that before I came here to Zimbabwe, I was advisor to Minister of Transport. So I was in charge. I was involved on the development of transport infrastructure in Indonesia.
Wonderful.
So the key that one is, of course, we are connecting by sea, yeah, each other, and we develop lot of seaport, yeah.
Okay.
So we have, those islands we have official seaport is more than 2,000 official.
2,000
yes.
official ports.
Official seaport.
Yeah.
You can imagine then how then we as a country have to build, to maintain, yeah, and to conduct. So, and we have more than 200 airports, big and small.
That's huge.
Yeah, and huge. Then we build that one. Of course, we build our railway, transporting people and goods. Yeah, and then of course we build all those roads. So it is a big challenge for us, but we are very fortunate that since then, from the 70s, we have this like here your NDS. Yeah, so we have this similar program since we start in the early 70s. Okay. Yeah, 5-year plan, and then after 5 multiple to 5 is about 25. Then we aiming at for how we take off on industry. So that's why we have mostly we are self-sufficient. Yeah, and then during this millennial generation, so we have digital economy. So if you Google it, we have company called Gojek.
Gojek.
Yeah, Gojek is basically like Uber for 2 cycles.
Okay.
So you have 2 cycles transporting people. Now the young gentleman who invent this company, yeah, is like using the Uber app, the same like Uber app for to you. So now Gojek is Go and JK is like it come from for this motorcycle taxi, we call it Ojek. Okay. Yeah. So this young gentleman with Gojek. Okay. Just put G. Right. And then this is also create our digital economy. This company now become
young people contributing towards the creation of the digital
so
economy.
use technology, and that also connect those islands.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you just do the app. If you like food, which is when you visiting in one island, and then you come from the other island, then you can also order with the app, because we have a logistic system because of this app.
Okay.
Yeah, with air transport, yeah, also with the land transport, and also with the sea transport.
Amazing. So you were basically highlighting what the country has done to address infrastructure,
yes, the connectivity,
transport, connectivity challenges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing stuff, Your Excellency. Now let's move to tourism.
Okay.
What are I know, a country with so many islands would have a lot of tourist attractions, but maybe your top 2 and why?
One is Bali. This is the best one. Bali Island. I'm a Balinese.
You're Balinese.
Yeah, I was born and grew up in Bali.
Wonderful.
So if you talk about Bali tourists, I speak by myself.
I see.
Because I'm the destination of this tourist destination.
Wonderful.
And the second one is Yogyakarta. It's the Central Java. Yeah.
Okay.
So both 2 is first, of course, we have beautiful scenery and beach and mountains, but those 2, why they are the top one is popular. The people, for the culture. So how these 2 connecting between people, culture, and the beautiful of the scenery. Wonderful. So that makes become very famous.
Unique.
That's attract people to come.
The culture.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of culture, are there any culture exchange programs maybe between our two countries?
Yes, we do. We are promoting people-to-people contact. Excellent. And one of the means for people-to-people contact is cultural cooperation. Okay. So we have, we send regularly, of course, because during this COVID, we are not able to make it a big program yet, but in the past, we send our cultural troupe here. We are planning now how then we are promoting our batik. Yeah, you know, it's the like you have the Java print here. Okay. And apart from that, we have a scholarship. We provide scholarship for Zimbabwean. We have the system is open, so each applicant can go directly to the apply for the university. When they accepted, and then they got directly the scholarship from where the university they're applying.
Excellent, Your Excellency. We have to take another break, and when we return, we then focus on the bilateral relations between Indonesia and Africa in general, and Zimbabwe more specifically.
Thank you.
Okay, so viewers, stay tuned for the last segment of the program. Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Diplomat Couch. Speaking here to the Ambassador of Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Dewa Juniarta Sastrawan. Now, in this segment, we want to focus on the relations between Indonesia and Africa and Zimbabwe. Now, Your Excellency, briefly, how are the relations between Indonesia and Africa in general?
We have a very good, a very promising and encouraging relation between Indonesia and Africa as a whole. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, our statistics says that in the 2019, our trade to Africa overall is increased more than 200%.
More than 200%.
Yeah.
That's
and then since 2019 that we decided how to strengthen Indonesian relations with Africa. So we under the Foreign Ministry, we form the Indonesia-Africa Forum. Okay. Yeah. We are not like any other country put the summit yet, because we are not there yet.
All right.
But we are heading to that direction.
Moving in that direction.
Yeah. And then to support this Indonesia-Africa Forum, Indonesian government, particularly my president now, he decided give instruction to Minister for Foreign Affairs, Minister of Finance, and Minister for National Development Planning. So these three ministers has been given instruction to form called Indonesian Agency for International Development. The fund, endowment fund provided by the government is not big. Yeah, it's not as big like the FID or like JICA or like SIDA or USAID, but we have it.
Started the journey.
What the purpose for establishing this Indonesian aid or Indonesian Agency for International Development is how then to support our partnership with Africa.
Sure.
So to support the development, and then to give support for our friendly country in Africa who need our support.
Sure.
And we have that fund. Now I'm here as ambassador of Zimbabwe in since March 2019. So as you know, at that time we had a very bad situation for this cyclone Idai.
Sure.
In April. So I proposed to my government how to help Zimbabwe.
Sure.
And through this Indonesian aid, so I got money for $150,000 US. So that I start with work within Zimbabwe. And in other words, that how then can we get used from development cooperation, and then we aiming at for strengthening our economic trade and investment cooperation. What I did with the government of Zimbabwe, what we did an embassy with the government of Zimbabwe at the time, so 150,000 we bought medication and health equipment made in Indonesia, and we give away as a grant. But
to the communities.
Yeah, through the Minister of Health.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I present my Indonesian assistant to the Vice President Honorable Dr. Chiwenga, and as a Minister of Health, and then but I also invite the government of Zimbabwe that by telling that this all is made in Indonesia, and the company who produced this medication would like to invest in Zimbabwe to produce it here together.
That is an amazing part.
Yeah.
That is an amazing part.
And then it was very welcome by the Vice President, and then because of we planning now how to Indonesian company to open the factory here, we produce it together for medication, and then we sell it together. We are going to take advantage for Africa continent free trade area. So that's where we are aiming at. And then I call myself lucky because in May this year the VP Honorable VP Chiwenga visited Indonesia and visited the factory, and now we start rolling for this investment.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of investment, Your Excellency, what would you say to companies out there that are looking or considering investing in Zimbabwe? What would you say?
Let me start with the more general of economic relation first. Yeah?
Okay.
So we, as I said, we are a maritime country. Yeah, we export a lot.
Sure.
Yeah, we are, maritime is our culture.
Okay.
So we sell them. So while Zimbabwe is a landlocked country, and then how then I as ambassador here to increase our economic cooperation?
Sure.
Our trade is small.
True.
Yeah, it's only now is last year is only 80 million.
18. Yeah, that's small.
Very
that's
small.
Really small.
But yeah, Zimbabwe is surplus. Yeah, that the strength. What we buy from Zimbabwe more mainly is tobacco and cotton.
Okay, and cotton.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because 270 million are smoking.
They are smoking.
So we produce a lot of cigarette.
And
yeah?
we need to dress.
And then we need good tobacco of Virginian, one of the best Virginian tobacco of Zimbabwe to blend.
Okay.
And you have a very best, good quality of cotton with strong and long thread.
Nice.
A fabric, yeah. So we use your cotton to blend.
Okay.
To produce good quality of
material.
Cotton.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why we are importing a lot. But of course we are exporting here. We are exporting like we have some medicine. We exporting for the shoes, yeah, and clothes, yeah, and we are producing a lot of shoes. How then we can increase our import and export? We just trying your trade here, which is mostly our goods come from South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes the price bit higher.
Oh.
I'm working for transport minister for 3 years, so I know the logistical business here.
Sure.
And that's create a lot of the cost of logistical here. Okay. That make some. But now, how then we can develop this one? So the low hanging fruits is one is this pharmaceutical.
Pharmaceutical.
Yeah,
sure.
because you have a lot of facilities here.
Okay.
Yeah, which is in place. Yeah, you just need some investment.
True.
Yeah, and then you have now with this African free trade area, as I said, yeah, that also gives some opportunity. And then in the Zimbabwe and the US and the government, Zimbabwe open for business, and you are give priority for produce.
Sure.
And now we are our partner here.
I'm excited.
And second one that we would like to increase our import, our export to Zimbabwe for our crude palm oil.
Okay.
Yeah, you are one of the biggest producer. And
Amazing.
this crude palm oil is also being mentioned by the Honorable VP Chiwenga when he was in Jakarta that Zimbabwe would like to import directly from Indonesia.
True.
Which is we can support that, come from Beira. Then now we are discussing the possibility of one company would like to build the crude palm oil terminal. So this you need in Harare.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Wonderful, Your Excellency. It was a pleasure having you on the program. Thank you so much, and we look forward to those investors coming in to set up shop in Zimbabwe. You spoke about the pharmaceutical industry to start with. Viewers, there we go. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure having His Excellency, the Ambassador of Indonesia, Mr. Dewa, Juniarta, Sastrawan. Amazing to have you. We look forward to having you again in the next episode.